Stellantis is one of the biggest car companies in the world. It owns famous brands like Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram. So when news broke that Stellantis might start pulling back from the US, people took notice. Workers, unions, politicians, everyone started asking the same question: why? What's going on? And more importantly, what does this mean for American auto jobs? Let's break this down in simple terms. Stellantis isn't just any car company. It was created in 2021 when Fiat Chrysler merged with the French carmaker Peugeot. The idea was to create a global giant that could compete with companies like Toyota, GM, and Tesla. Since then, Stellantis has been busy expanding into electric vehicles and cutting costs wherever possible. But recently, signs have started to appear that Stellantis may be looking to shrink its footprint in the United States. Some plants have been idled, others are under review. And while Stellantis says it's still committed to American manufacturing, their actions are starting to tell a different story. Now, let's add another piece to the puzzle. Tariffs. Back in 2018, President Donald Trump introduced heavy tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. He also threatened car tariffs on foreign-made vehicles. The goal was to protect American industries and bring back manufacturing jobs. But did it work? It's complicated. On one hand, the tariffs did make it more expensive for foreign companies to send cars and parts to the US. But on the other hand, they also raise costs for companies like Stellantis that rely on global supply chains. When the price of steel and parts goes up, production costs rise too. And when that happens, automakers start looking for cheaper places to build their cars. So, what's Stellantis doing now? The company has been investing heavily in countries like Mexico and Canada. They're also expanding their electric vehicle production in Europe. Meanwhile, some US plants are seeing layoffs or slower production. It's not a full exit, at least not yet. But the signs are there. Unions are worried. The United Auto Workers, or UAW, has already raised the alarm. They're accusing Stellantis of turning its back on American workers while chasing lower labor costs elsewhere. And with the 2024 elections coming up, politicians are jumping into the fight. Donald Trump is using this moment to push his message even harder. He says tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs. If companies like Stellantis are moving jobs out of the country, Trump argues, then more aggressive tariffs are the answer. In fact, he's talked about placing a 10% tariff on all imports if he's reelected. But economists warn that more tariffs could backfire. When the US raises tariffs, other countries usually respond with their own. That can hurt exports and make things more expensive for everyone. And that includes car buyers. If prices go up, people buy fewer cars. That's bad news for the whole auto industry. So where does this leave us? Right now, Stellantis is in a tough spot. It needs to stay competitive in a world that's shifting fast toward electric vehicles. It needs to cut costs, find new markets, and deal with unpredictable trade policies. And the US, once the heart of the auto industry, is becoming a harder place to do business. At the same time, American workers are stuck in the middle. They want stable jobs, good wages, and a future in the EV world. But if companies keep leaving, that future looks uncertain. President Biden has responded with huge investments in EV manufacturing. The Inflation Reduction Act, for example, includes billions in tax credits for electric vehicles made in North America. It's designed to keep production local and support American jobs. But the results are still mixed. Some companies are responding positively. Others, like Stellantis, are still moving parts of their business abroad. There's also the challenge of competition. Tesla is dominating the US EV market. Chinese carmakers are rapidly expanding, and legacy automakers are racing to catch up. In this high-stakes race, companies are being forced to make fast, tough choices. And that's why the Stellantis story matters. It's not just about one company. It's a sign of what could come next. If more automakers decide to reduce operations in the US, the ripple effects could be huge. We're talking about thousands of jobs, billions in investment, and the future of American manufacturing. Some experts say the answer isn't just tariffs or tax credits. It's building a smarter, more competitive manufacturing base. That means better worker training, updated supply chains, and clear government policies that support innovation while protecting jobs. In the end, the Stellantis move is a wake-up call. It shows how fragile the current system really is. One shift in trade policy, one tariff increase, one global event, and the whole industry can start to move. Whether you support Trump's tough trade stance or prefer Biden's green investment strategy, one thing is clear. The auto industry is changing fast. And if the US wants to stay on top, it will need to adapt just as quickly. For now, workers and communities tied to auto jobs are watching closely. Stellantis may not be pulling out completely yet, but every layoff, every plant closure, every quiet relocation raises the stakes. This isn't just about cars. It's about identity, about pride, about the American dream. and whether that dream will still include building things right here at home.